Coming up, see the smoke? Once again, prescribed burns are taking place to reduce the chance of big wildfires. Plus, a new program is making cycling in Flagstaff much safer. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Sheridan Herman.
And I'm Aleja Vallejo. Thanks for tuning in.
As wildfires throughout the West Coast continue to increase in intensity and frequency, there are numerous programs in the country aiming to prevent such disasters. And Flagstaff is no exception. NAZ Today's Christian Ayala has the story.
All resources stand by for your 1300 weather.
Another round of prescribed burns aimed at lowering the risks of intense wildfires as well as clean up forest debris kicked off this past weekend.
Our prescribed burn program's long-term goal is to really reduce unplanned wildfire risks to the city of Flagstaff. We know that a healthy ponderosa pine forest aligns with us very well in our needs for health, public safety.
Training involves participants taking roles as trainers and trainees, such as burn boss trainee, safety officer trainee, and other traditional roles. Many of the participants agree that the program offers fire management skills and the benefit of learning from other experienced firefighters. While at first glance it may seem as though these practices involve the destruction of forests, it's actually doing the opposite.
The fire that they evolved with was very frequent, low-intensity surface fires that would clean up the fuels that had accumulated on the forest floor, needles, twigs, and they would kill little young trees, and they would maintain really open park-like stands of really large trees.
We've been suppressing fires for a long time, and that's led to a lot of the conditions that we're seeing out here in the West with like the larger catastrophic wildfires that are kind of running rampant every year.
While the program isn't an immediate solution to stopping catastrophic wildfires, it is a step in the right direction to bring fires back to normal levels to the ponderosa pine forest.
We kind of look at wildfire as a society that it's basically the only environmental event that we totally try to eradicate totally. We don't ever try to stop a blizzard or a flood by totally preventing them.
It turns out fire is good and it's needed by these forests.
Christian Ayala, NAZ Today.
Earlier today, U.S. Forest Service Chief Randy Moore pledged to provide $3.5 million toward watershed restoration measures in the region. The Coconino County Flood Control District had asked for funding to restore the area between the museum fire scar and local homes. The plan is to prevent further damage caused by the movement of sediment from the burn area toward Mount Eldon Estates and the surrounding neighborhoods. The goal is to complete construction before the next monsoon season.
The City Council has said no to Lowell Observatory's request for a letter of support for its plan to expand the use of its land. Even though the land is owned by the observatory, if it is not being used for observatory purposes, the land could revert back to the federal government. Though Lowell does not legally need support from the City Council to use the land, they still wanted the city and community's input. Even though Mayor Paul Deasy voted no in support of the letter, he did say he would like to see more discussion about what the observatory wants to do with the land.
At this time, I cannot support the letter, but I am looking forward to continued discussions with a thorough public process that may lead us to that point where we can all get behind something as a community.
Lowell says it wants to use the land for space exploration and for projects that would benefit the Flagstaff community. The 24th Navajo Nation Council hosted a press conference today saying more needs to be done to support people with disabilities. This comes after President Jonathan NAZ vetoed the 2022 budget in October, which would have provided funds to provide disability accommodations in government buildings. The news conference was hosted by Council Delegate Eugene So. The group is asking for more funding and better support for veterans and disabled persons. Flagstaff is working to make the roads safer for cyclists.
That's right. NAZ Today's Nick Guerrero has a look into how the project will affect the community.
This past summer, the Flagstaff City Council voted to add separated bike lanes to certain streets downtown. The project is just now getting started.
The plan stems from a citizen's petition to increase bike safety.
coming after a truck ran a red light and hit a group of cyclists this summer, killing a local activist and injuring several others. The road work is now taking place for about 2 miles along Butler and Beaver Streets downtown.
Both those streets have bike lanes, like conventional bike lanes, which the lanes of traffic are marked from the bike lane by a white stripe. And so we're taking that white stripe and putting down a concrete curb.
Even so, some members of the cycling community and at least 2 members of the city council are saying more needs to be done.
Flagstaff, especially downtown, tends to be a place that I want to avoid as much as possible when I'm on a bike. For simple reasons that like you're not segregated from the rest of the community, and cars get impatient and I feel inconvenient. More segregated bike paths is always good, and it's nice to know that we're cared about, especially in the community that we're a part of.
Council members Adam Shimoni and Jim McCarthy have said they would support adding protected bike lanes to more streets as soon as possible.
You know, there are other places that have good, like there's a really good atmosphere for, you know, people are careful around bicyclists and pedestrians, and I think it's a culture that grows, and like we have a good part of that. I think we're on our way, but I see no reason why Flagstaff couldn't grow in that direction.
The bike lane construction project began Monday along parts of Beaver Street and Butler Avenue downtown. The work was postponed a week due to a delayed shipment of essential equipment. Construction will last 4 weeks until Friday, December 3rd, with some lane restrictions expected. Drivers are recommended to find different route to avoid these streets or to be prepared for delays. Nick Guerrero, NAZ Today.
The Orpheum Theater is now requiring proof of vaccination against COVID-19 or proof of a negative test within 72 hours. NAZ Today's Josh Otsby has the story.
General Manager Susan Walters says the Orpheum decided to take a safety in numbers approach, teaming with other venues around the region.
So we joined forces with 12 major venues in Arizona and put out a combined campaign saying that, yes, starting in September, we tried to give people about 5 weeks notice. We would move to a negative test or a vax card to enter the building.
Walters says adopting the same COVID safety requirements as other venues lets customers know what to expect when they come to a show. The requirements also ensure that performers traveling between the venues can count on being safe from COVID-19. The Orpheum will also continue using pre-verified wristbands to expedite lines, as well as on-site rapid testing. But that process can be slow.
Some people are experiencing hours waiting at large venues with 20,000 people, and that'll be a deal breaker for some people. So we're trying to find the balance between safety, efficiency, and still hoping that people can have a somewhat normalized experience.
Under the new rules, customers can use their vaccination card or recent test results to be admitted. Predictably, customers have mixed opinions about the requirements.
Yeah, I'm actually totally in support of people asking for the vaccine card. We're going to a show over at Theatricos tonight. They're doing this exact same thing, and it just makes me feel safer.
I think private businesses should be able to choose what they want to do.
And I think you can't legislate people to behave well. So I think at some point we do have to let go and trust each other to do the right thing.
As for customers who disagree with the new requirements, Walters says she understands, but
we just say, we're sorry that, again, our pandemic perspectives are not aligning. This is what we need to do. We've given you as many options as we can. And if they don't make sense to you, you don't agree with them, we understand. We hope that when we get through this, they'll give us another chance.
Josh Ospey, NAZ Today.
Hey guys. The campaign for a new chairman of the Hopi tribe has begun and already has proven controversial. According to the Associated Press, current chairman Tim Nuvengioma is pushing to eliminate the language requirement for top leadership positions on the Hopi reservation. The chairman argues removing the requirement would increase the opportunity for younger members of the Hopi tribe to run for leadership positions, considering many of them left the reservation to pursue higher education and typically don't speak their native language. Those who are opposed to the change argue the language's role in tribal politics relates to identity and cultural preservation. Given the history of Native Americans in this country, as the election process goes on, the debate continues. The Little America Hotel's Holiday of Lights celebration is back this season, but with restrictions. What was once an event with face painting, raffles, and a visit from Mr. and Mrs. Claus is now just a ceremony of plugging in the lights. Due to COVID-19, the celebration had to be drastically scaled back. For those interested in basking in the holiday lights, Little America plans to flip the switch tomorrow at sundown.
Battle of the Bands was hosted by KJAC last week at the Orpheum Theater in Flagstaff. The show had a total of 5 bands, with 4 of them competing against each other for free recording time and a spot on KJAC's show. The winners of the Battle of the Bands is a group called Gone Before Us, who say they were excited to get to work on several songs.
We're really stoked for like 6 hours of studio time, because we have a bunch of new songs we've been writing and working on, and we've been looking to start recording again, and it's perfect.
And just the exposure too, this is like a really big step up for us.
For more information on KJAC events, check out their website at kjac.org.
Coming up, we meet Ozzy, a lovable pit bull mix, for our Pet of the Week. Stay with us.
Hey there, Northern Arizona. Tomorrow is the start of Veterans Day weekend, and it's looking like a hot one. I'll tell you exactly what you need to know after the break. Stay tuned.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome back. Well, it's that time of the week again where we introduce you to a pet from the Coconino Humane Association who needs a new home.
That's right. This week's Pet of the Week is a snuggly and adventurous dog. NAZ Today's Matt Keenitz has more.
Thanks, Aleja. This week we met a cuddly canine, and he sure is one rock star of a pup. Ozzy is a friendly and playful pup who wants to find a nice home and a new family.
My friend Ozzy. Ozzy is a year-old pit bull mix. Came into us, his folks weren't able to take care of him anymore, so they brought him into us. He was a little scared when he came in, but he's doing so much better now.
Ozzy has a fun personality and gets along with almost everyone he meets.
So he's got pretty good energy, so he's definitely going to need somebody who's going to be able to move him around. He probably wouldn't be good in like a small home or something like that. He probably needs somebody who has a nice big yard, somebody's going to be able to move him around. He's got lots of big pit bull energy going on.
Although he may seem like a crazy train on the outside, Ozzy is gentle and sweet on the inside.
So he's very nice dog, a little shy. He's a little bit shy with new people, but that's not terribly surprising for a new dog. But once he gets to know you, bouncing off the walls, doggy, nice, happy dog.
This bashful boy loves meeting new people and developing a connection with them.
So his folks brought him in. There's a nice group of young ladies that just weren't able to take care of him anymore, so they brought him into the shelter for us to take care of him.
Even though his first home did not work out well, Ozzy seems quite determined to find his permanent family.
He's just a really nice doggy looking for a nice home.
This adorable pup is available to be adopted today at the Coconino Humane Association. Ozzy has an adoption fee of $215, which pays for his shots, neuter fee, microchip, health check by the vet, and 30 days of free pet health insurance. Ozzy can't wait to find his forever home. Matt Keenitz, NAZ Today.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hey, welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your Wednesday night student forecaster, Lacey Fraun, and I'm going to explain to you what's going on in the air right now, what that's going to make of tonight into your tomorrow, and then the rest of your week so you know how to plan for your Veterans Day weekend. So we are hitting yet another week of a warming trend, so we're having some above average temperatures, and then we're having a high pressure system, so we're not getting a lot of cloud coverage. So you'll see in the southwestern parts of Arizona, temperatures are around 80 to upper 80s. It's pretty hot. And then in northern Arizona, we're getting temperatures in the mid 50s to lower 60s. Looking at our country, this is our current satellite. So we're seeing overall winds pushing east, southeast, northeast, east. Everywhere is just going eastward. A lot of cloud movement over here in the Midwest and eastern side of the country, and then right before the Pacific Northwest, but nothing in our region. We're just getting beautiful sunny skies. A little bit of upper atmospheric cloud coverage, but not enough to block the beautiful sunlight. So we have some beautiful clear skies. This is our current traffic update for you. The eastbound picture was taken about 30 minutes ago, so very light traffic, but with those semi-trucks moving eastbound, you're gonna have to be careful, especially when you're moving lanes. And then of course, our busiest part of town over on Milton, heading into the freeway system, heading south, I-17, I-40, east and west. A lot of cars backing up here, people trying to get out of town and into town. So if you're heading out tonight, just be sure to plan for that. Leave about 10 to 15 minutes earlier than you would like to. Currently beautiful 50 degrees, clear skies. Our barometric pressure is still a little bit above average, which is why we're not seeing cloud coverage. And then humidity at 22%, northeastern winds at 6 miles per hour. Taking a look at our high temperature for today, we were at 60 degrees, which is about 6 degrees above average, and then our low, 31 degrees tonight, 6 degrees above average as well. Now, I normally don't point out the records because we're usually not near them, but look, just a year ago, 2020, I don't know if you guys remember that year, we were at 3 degrees. I don't remember that at all. I'm glad I don't. I was probably in bed by 7 p.m. because that's how I live. All right, taking a look at our high temperatures across the state for today. Overall, warmer than usual. The whole state is hitting this warming trend. Page at 66, Grand Canyon beautiful at 58, Kingman over at 74, and then Phoenix at 84. Tonight, like I said earlier, we're going to cool down to 31 degrees, a beautiful gibbous moon, mostly clear skies so you can see the stars as well. And then our sun did set about 30 minutes ago. Taking a look into tomorrow, happy Veterans Day, a high of 58. That's going to be the coolest we'll see this week. Beautiful sunny skies still, and a wonderful sunset right before 7 a.m. So you can have a cup of coffee and enjoy that sunrise. Sunrise, not sunset. Taking a look at our Veterans Day forecast across the state for tomorrow. Lake Havasu, high of 84, low of 61. Show Low, high of 61, low of 32. Tuba City, high of 63, low of 35. And Phoenix, high of 86, low of 57. Bringing it back to Flagstaff, taking a look at our Veterans Day weekend into the beginning of next week. Tomorrow, like I said, a high of 58, then Friday will creep up to 59, and then we'll spike up drastically. Saturday, high of 64, mid-60s throughout, and then 65 on Monday. Be sure to enjoy the beautiful sunny skies throughout your weekend. That's all I have for weather. Be sure to stay tuned with sports with Michael after the break.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Good evening and welcome back to NAZ Today. I'm your sports reporter, Michael Manny. This past weekend in the Valley of the Sun down in Phoenix, 3 new champions were crowned at NASCAR Championship Weekend. Coming into tonight, Daniel Hamrick had never won a race at the national level. A combined 0 for 119. But after tonight, he's never going to have to answer questions about his lack of a win ever again. Not only did Saturday's Xfinity finale lead to Daniel Hamrick's first championship, it was a long-awaited first career series win. Through the ups and downs of the last few seasons, there were times that Hamrick would start to lose confidence.
It kind of left me not only hungry but humbled, right? I mean, we talk about, struggles in some of the most recent years past in my career and trying to, at sometimes you lose faith in yourself, like, what am I doing wrong, or what do I got to do to get back and compete?
This year alone, he has had 9 top 3 finishes. But after his win Saturday, he recalled all the people who have supported and believed in him.
And I've had just so many people just continue to push me and to let me know that that's not who I was. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy that's going to always run second. I'm not the guy who's going to quit at this.
Crew chief Dave Rogers has been part of Joe Gibbs Racing for over 20 years. And what he'll remember most about the night is getting to watch his young driver's first win.
I'm the guy with the gray hair. I'm the old guy. And to watch our young guys win races and see the excitement in their face, to be part of Daniel Hamrick's first win, his first championship. The excitement comes from just watching them guys have so much enjoyment.
Through all the adversity, Hamrick never gave up. Not only is racing his livelihood, it's what he loves to do.
What else was I going to do? I'm not going to make a living doing anything else. I'm not going to be happy doing anything else. I've done since I was 5 years old. I don't know how to do anything else. I don't have a high school degree. What else am I going to go do, right? Racing is what I know. Racing is what I love.
On a local note, NASCAR's Arizona drivers had a successful season behind the wheel, with Tucson native Alex Bowman winning a career-high 4 races, including 2 weeks ago at Martinsville Speedway. He's yet to win in his home state with an average finish of 23rd in 13 starts. But he's had a lot of success elsewhere, winning at Bristol, Dover, and Pocono Raceway this season. Plus, Glendale's Michael McDowell was able to nab his first career Cup Series win earlier this year at the Daytona 500. It was the 36-year-old's first victory in what was his 358th career start. McDowell finished 24th this past weekend. Well, that's all we have for sports, but stay tuned for your weather recap with Lacey Frawn after the break.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back. Let's take one last look at weather so you know how to head into your weekend. Tomorrow and Friday will be in the upper 50s, and then Saturday into Monday will be in about the mid 60s, which is warmer than usual. That's all I have for weather for this weekend. Back to you on desk.
Veterans Day is tomorrow, a federal holiday to appreciate those who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces.
That's right. Veterans Day is celebrated every November 11th on the anniversary of the end of World War I in 1918. The day was deemed a legal holiday in 1938, called Armistice Day. The name was eventually changed in 1954 to Veterans Day to include all those who've served. Here in northern Arizona, all government offices will be closed, but residents are still free to use city parks and public spaces.
Well, my grandfather was a veteran, so tomorrow we'll be taking the time to remember him.
Well, I think it's great that there's a day to celebrate his service, definitely. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on social media and YouTube, and have a great night.